Welcome to this week's episode of the Success Realtor podcast by yours truly, Colleen Wood. Here is where we celebrate success in real estate and share the wisdom and struggles so others can be successful too. If you are a new listener, I am the producing branch manager of the Wood team at Hometown Lenders, and I'm known for helping realtors earn a lot more money in commissions without selling their soul to the industry and maintaining balance with what's most important in life. Today, we are talking to my very good friend, Abby Millman, Realtor with Engel and Voelkers and Millman Team Montana out of Bozeman, Montana. Abby, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to chat with you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, well, this is going to be really fun. I'm really excited to talk with you about your move and your move to your new brokerage as well. Lots going on for you for sure. So you recently changed markets within almost 2 years that you've been here in Montana. And now you just changed brokerage. So let's talk change and how you maintain your success habits through those changes. Is that okay?
That sounds great.
Okay. So you're originally from Kentucky, but you met your hubby and started your brokerage in California. What drew you to Montana?
A lot of things. So we came to Montana after many years in California. We met in the big city, and I was actually a school teacher then and in sales. And then after that, we left the city and went to a small town. And that we knew in our heart that that was better suited for us. It was kind of a third life crisis. And we literally took 2 days full of clothes and pots and pans and 2 swaddled newborns and moved into an empty house because we were all about an adventure and all about taking a leap of faith. And we knew this was going to be best for our family. And then after starting another team there in the small ski town, and that's where I began my real estate career. You know, it's one of those situations where a lot of things were going amazingly well, but on other sides of things, we knew there was more out there for us that would make our family happy. And so it was kind of mid-COVID or the beginning of COVID, and we decided to take another leap of faith and walk away from a successful business there in California to start again here. And so Montana, I didn't want to go back to the Midwest. There was no way I wanted to go back to all those bugs and all that humidity. And my husband being from SoCal, he didn't want that either. And I'm a Cal girl at heart. And so Montana was a very logical place. But we also knew in order for us to start our businesses over, we needed to come to a town that was growing, a successful, thriving town. And while I think deep down we're small town people, we needed a larger town for our businesses. We wanted a larger town for our 2 young children. And Bozeman was a very logical place. We explored a few towns and we fell in love with Bozeman and Montana.
Oh, well, we're so excited to have you here in Montana. You've been such an amazing contribution. And you do not seem big city. I've always loved that about you. You always seem like your small town roots. And so it's been great to have you in Bozeman, and it's been great to work together. So being a new name in town, you've had to reestablish your name and reputation here. How do you get credibility with your buyers and sellers so quickly?
You know, I feel like I'm a very sincere person. And I think that when I get on the phone with clients, they can tell that right off the bat. I'm not trying to be someone that I'm not. You know, I'm honest with them. I'm sincere. I'm not fake. I mean, ultimately, yes, I'm not broadcasting that I've only been in this market 2 years, but I can easily say it wasn't too long ago that I moved here or that I purchased here. And so I can relate to different people. I think also my various backgrounds, I can talk to a lot of different groups of people. I'm kind of a chameleon, but I think it's also being personable, and I'm not afraid to put in snippets of my own life when I'm talking with them so that they know that I am a mom. I am a full-time working mom. I have children. I have relocated 15 hours. So I think just being relatable and offering to help them in whatever way I can, and also telling them, I'm not here to pressure you. I'm here whether you're ready to buy next month or whether you're on the 2-year or 3-year plan. So I think taking that pressure off them, they can feel that in my voice.
I agree 100%. Well said. So you also just moved brokerages. What were you looking for in a new brokerage? And what qualities attracted you that would help you to know that you're going to be more successful?
This was a big deal for me, and I'm really excited. I think being surrounded by more like-minded individuals, being surrounded by go-getters, I loved my other broker. He was fantastic. Yes. However, I needed to be surrounded by more people that were going to push me. And, I'm not a brand new agent, but I can do better. And that's what I was told. Like, we just need to tweak you. We just need to make you shine. And I think being around a leader is true inspiration. And I needed that to help propel me to the next level of my business.
Well, I think that that's really brave because a lot of people feel uncomfortable being in a place where they're not the leader, being in a place where they know that they're going to have to grow up in order to get better. And a lot of people won't put themselves in that uncomfortable place. So I'm really, really proud of you. And I think this is going to be an incredible move. It's still very brand new for you. Yeah. I think you just got some business cards.
I did, yeah.
And so it's very brand new, but I'm really excited. And you are just never, ever discouraged by change and growth and reaching for what's next for you. So I think you're really, really inspiring. So Abby, not only are you an incredible realtor, you touched on this as well, but you're a wife and mother of 2 twin 6-year-olds, right?
Yes, yes.
I don't know how you do it all. You also are a fantastic cook and you do lots of other things at your home. So you're doing all the directions at the same time. What tricks have you discovered to help yourself stay focused and productive in your day-to-day schedule?
I swear, Colleen, I think this was the hardest question you sent me. I don't feel like I have this part of my life together. However, the more I thought about it, life's always going to be busy. It's always going to be hard. And I am at the beginning of a whole new phase and still in the growing phase. So I'm still figuring all this out. But a few things that I have tried that I feel like are working out, is finding those smaller moments to be with the kids. Unfortunately, I can't block huge amounts of time. And, as realtors, as a lender, you're on call 24 hours a day. And so it's hard to block the big chunks of time. But if I can just have smaller moments with my kids, I think it's just unrealistic to have block larger amounts of time. And so I think being flexible, just last night, I went bowling with the kids because I got a call that they went there after school and my kid liked to bowl. And so, you know what? I didn't have an appointment. Yes, there were things I was supposed to be doing, but that's what they wanted to do. And they had a blast and I needed to be there for those impromptu moments. I think that I'm struggling with cooking during the week for my family. I love to cook. I love to make big, elaborate home cooked meals, but that's a 2-3 hour process. And I just can't do that. And so I'm learning to cook on the weekend, batch cook, so that I can have my home cooked meal in the freezer to pull out midweek. And so I can offer 5 suggestions to my family of what they want to have when I get home from work and I made it. So that's, I guess, a couple of things. I think I'm starting to go back to the gym because everyone tells you going to the gym, even for the smallest amount of time, gives you some energy for the day. And you don't have to work out for an hour. You can do 20 minutes of something. And then I like to decompress in the sauna and the steam room, get ready for my day. But I can't do that every day because then I miss taking my kids to school and being there in the mornings for them. So I think finding a balance with your spouse to alternate days, that's been working for me too. And also my kids are enjoying their date night. So we'll have a mommy-daughter date night and we'll have a mommy-son date night where we will literally go on a date together. And that's been kind of some special moments for them where I can have some quality one-on-one time.
I love that. It sounds like you're killing it. I mean, every mom out there understands what you're going through, understands the difficulty of trying to be everything for everyone and trying to do it well. And you're just figuring it out. One of my favorite things about you is that you just don't accept lesser results for yourself. You just don't accept them. You're like, no, that's not what I want. Try again. We'll just keep going and we'll keep changing and keep moving until we get what it is that we need. And I just love that about you. And you have a definite direction. You're going in that direction and you keep making the micro movements in order to get there. So I just love that about you.
We can't be afraid of change, that's for sure.
No. I mean, how many people would have just stayed? Like, you had a successful business and you had a successful with your husband, in California. I mean, how brave were you just to pick up everything and leave because you wanted a different quality of life?
Yeah, you have to believe. And like, are things scary? Like, are there lots of moments where you're unsure whether this is going to work out? And yes, all the time. But while everything may not be going smoothly, there are some things that are, and there are some things you can be happy about. Like, I am so happy to be in Montana that it's driving me to get my goals, because I know I will never leave this state. And I know that I finally found home. Now I just need to build my career, my family, everything around where I was meant to be. I should have come here 20 years ago.
Yes. Well, and perfection is not found in perfect days, especially in this season of our lives. There's not perfect days. There's perfect moments, right? Where it's like you had a perfect date with your son and it was great. It was great. The rest of the day might have been a total nightmare, but you had a perfect date, or you had that perfect listing appointment, or you had, some great round of cold calls that you did, or whatever it is, or you had a great presentation. That's all really good things. So, Abby, what would you think is your greatest fear and how did you overcome it?
Well, I don't know if I've ever overcome it quite yet, but I would say, I think my biggest fear is to be constantly comparing myself to other people. And I do feel like that's something that I'm not struggling with. And I think I'm trying to do everything possible to not fall in that category of people, because too many people compare. And it's comparing, unfortunately, is really similar to judging. And I feel like I do a really good job of trying not to compare myself to other people. Some people may have the dream that you want, but that's a goal, and I think you need the goals, but it's not comparing yourself and thinking that you're lesser and not trying to one up. Bozeman is changing in a lot of ways, and I want to, stay true to who I am. So like, on one aspect, my biggest fear is like not reaching my goals, not reaching my dreams, but I don't want to compare myself and think I'm lesser until I get to that spot. And so whether I get my dream or not, like my true, success dream, I don't know, but I'm going to keep trying. And I also think that, like, say you failed if you tried the whole time. I feel like too many people say, well, like, yes, until you get to the closing table, like, you can try all you want in real estate, but unless you close deal, it doesn't matter. Like, you need to close deal. But on
It
one,
does matter.
Right. But in life, you need to be trying. And so I think that trying not to compare myself to other people and just keep pushing forward is all I can do.
I think one of the best things about real estate is that we're not cog turners, like we're not on an assembly line where our only job is to turn this cog or put this wheel on. And there's like only one way to do it. And there's only one way to be successful at it. Real estate, on both the lending side and the realtor side of it, is so personal in how you do it. And yes, you can want for something that somebody else has and it can be a goal, but your path to get there is going to be completely different and you're going to do it your own way. And I just love, because I get to talk to so many realtors and see so many different realtors' businesses, that I love to see how everybody does it different. And it's so very much their own way. And so, I mean, comparison, heck no. We're never going to be like the next person. And that's what makes it beautiful. Yeah.
No, I agree.
So tell me, Abby, if you were to hit all of your goals, tell me what your life would look like, business and personal wise, if you were to achieve your ultimate level of success.
I think ultimate level of success, I think, is reaching that level where you no longer have that sense of worry. You no longer have that sense of wondering what your next quarter is going to look like. And I think that knowing that you have a solid pipeline for next quarter, and, some people can say, that in real estate, you want to be able to choose your clients or choose listings you want to go to, and be able to say no to certain people, but ultimately, I think that's why if I want to be able to not be worrying. And if I want to do that expensive closing gift, because that's what I want to do, like to not have to, I think that's the level of success I would like to do, and be able to spend more time with my family. I currently don't have a hobby. And I think true success is when you can have a career and have a hobby too. But right now I'm still building in a new market. So there's this sense of guilt where I either need to be with my family or I need to be trying to produce. So I think a level of success for me will be implementing my hobby again. And, I've relocated 5 times in my life now. I've restarted different careers, like almost 5 times now. And like, now it's time to shine in one thing in order to reach my goals. So,
yeah, it's time to get what you want. Absolutely. Because, I think that something that is really important to take away that I think is a real misconception when you start anything in real estate or you start on the lending side is that your life is not going to be balanced. And you're not going to have all your customers be the customers that you want and the listings that you want. And you don't really get to pick and choose. You kind of got to take what it is that you get when you first get started. You don't have real like time blocking and balance where you can be like, no, I don't take calls after 6:30. When you're hungry, you will take calls at whatever time you need to take them. And that's what you're doing. And it won't be that way forever. But it's just knowing this is where we are right now because we're building this pipeline, we're building this reputation. And like, I remember when I was just building mine, like it was like literally anybody and everybody, and they just ran me all over the place. And it was tough. It was tough. And every now and then we've kind of got to, dip a toe back into that and remind ourselves that, oh yeah, I remember that this is how we started and we don't have to stay here. But when you're building, it's okay to not have the perfect schedule and the perfect balance and to not have a hobby when you first get started. It's like, what do? I do real estate. What else do you do? Nothing. I just do real estate.
And I think not beating yourself up for it. And I am, as you know, I am really, really hard on myself, and to the point where I need to make sure it doesn't prevent me from moving forward and to continue to grow. Like we've said multiple times that I'm in this growth stage, and like there's certain things you have to do, but I can't be my own stumbling block. Like there's just enough stumbling blocks out there. And so I think just giving myself a breath and know it's going to be okay, but also not just stalling out. Like I have to keep pushing.
Leading with faith and not with fear.
Very much so.
Fear is not an option. Fear is the most debilitating, worst emotion that we can bring forward. And so we just have to know that we're doing the right things every single day and that it will result in the results that we demand. And know that you will be given what it is that you're asking for. And you're doing it. You're one of the bravest people I know. And you just keep hammering. And I love you so much. And I'm so grateful you joined me. I had to twist Abby's arm a little bit. She was saying this is out of her element. And so I'm so grateful that she was willing to come and tell her story. It's definitely a story of trials and tribulation and starting over and being brave and doing it anyways and not being debilitated by the fact that she's a mom. I mean, how many people just wait to start their careers until their kids aren't home? And you're like, nope, not waiting for that. So I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much, Colleen. It means a lot.
Thanks again for listening to this week's episode of the Success Realtor Podcast. Just as a reminder, I'm the producing branch manager of the Wood team at Hometown Lenders. What we are known for are 3 things. Number 1, we close on time. Number 2, we keep our realtors in the sales seat at all times by keeping them updated on their current transactions. And number 3, when you entrust us with a lead, we follow up on that lead until they buy, fly, or die. Leads are never lost to our lack of follow-up. Our number 1 priority is for you to earn more money in commissions so that you can improve the lives of your family, community, and in turn, our country. So can I count on you for that next buyer lead? I would love to work with you too. Also, if you're interested in being a guest on the podcast, please just reach out to my office. All right, we'll talk to you when you call in, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Success Realtor Podcast. Bye-bye.